Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the wonderful world you guys are watching from. It's Jesse Brower, Jesse Brower's Solar Leads. I'm also the founder of Telecentric, what is becoming the world's largest solar telemarketing call center, one step at a time. Guys, I wanted to go over something from TCPA World that I've been talking about. I've been saying that 2024 is the year of the cold call. Some of you guys have been hearing me say that. You've been seeing me say it on Facebook. I've been saying that 2024 is the year of the cold call. So what am I talking about, guys? Well, we kind of lucked out because what it's looking like is that the implementation of the TCPA stuff that just hit the fan is really not going to take effect until about March of 2025. So if you guys follow TCPA stuff, if you've been watching, you might have heard that there is some new regulation coming down the pipe for call centers, people who generate leads, anything telemarketing related. And a lot of you guys have been wondering, hey, is it still okay to make calls? Should I be using a dialer? Is it okay to get homeowner data, et cetera, et cetera? Well, anyway, the TCPA world, they follow this kind of stuff, and then they do kind of articles, blog posts, whatever you want to call it, on their website about the status of what is going on, pretty much in real time. So this one came out recently from the TCPA world, the World of Telephone Consumer Protection Act, on December 21st. And I'm going to read through it with you guys and show you what their interpretation is of what is going on right now and why I am calling 2024 the year of the cold call. Okay. So let's just read through it. Let's read through it together and we'll see what the TCPA world has to say. Wow. Amended FCC lead generator TCPA ruling out, and small business was just given a second chance to weigh in. Okay, but a big lump of coal for Lending Tree. Let's go down and read. Let's see here. So, there's no. Where does it start? Okay, the TCPA World has been providing massive and critical coverage of the new FCC ruling. As I told everyone in December, on the 13th of 2023, there would be some changes to the ruling owing to the hard work of this particular group of lawyers, advocacy work on behalf of the REACH, working with Small Business Administration to help limit the impact of the ruling on the hundreds of thousands of small businesses out there that buy and sell leads who are impacted by the ruling. And to their credit, the FCC listened. Two massive changes to the rule that folks need to know to understand. First, the commission extended the period of time for the implementation of the rule to a full 12 months. Let me repeat that, guys. That is why 2024 is the year of the cold call. Okay. The FCC listened. Okay. The FCC listened to the request. The commission extended the period of time for the implementation of the rule for a full 12 months. Now let's just zoom in on that so you guys can really let that sink in. Okay, right now, 2024 is the year of the cold call. Why? Because there's nothing being implemented right now. So right now is the time to get homeowner data, to get DNC list people, everybody, anybody, and everybody. It's a free-for-all right now, guys. Okay, that's my opinion. Do it now before implementation starts. The commission has extended the period of time for the implementation of the rule to a full 12 months. Okay, we want this important consumer protection rule to be successfully implemented by comparison shopping websites and lead generators. While we find that our rule does not unduly burden callers or comparison shopping websites, we nonetheless give sellers, texters, and callers, and any third-party website they obtain consent through a 12-month implementation period to make the necessary changes to ensure consent complies with our new requirement. Awesome, and thank you, thank you. Plus, the commission gave even more grace from implementation standpoint by allowing the latter time frame of publication or paperwork reduction act review to be the enforcement trigger. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit more interesting too, and why I'm saying it's probably not going to be at least until March of 2025 until we see implementation happening. This period for implementation will be 12 months following the Federal Register publication of this report and order, or 30 days after the announcement in the Federal Register of the Paperwork Reduction Act approval of the information collected collection in the new rule, whichever is later. So realistically, guys, the guy that wrote this article from TCPA World. So realistically, I am thinking March 2025 before this rule takes effect. But TCPAworld.com will tell you the exact date as soon as we know it. This is massively helpful for the education and outreach to the many small businesses out there that are impacted by this rule but don't even know about it yet. That's not all, though. There's an even bigger piece to this. For those of you who missed your chance to participate in the comment period, you're in luck. The FCC just asked for more comments to help refine the rule, and maybe even before it goes into effect. So as of the 22nd, it hadn't even gone into effect yet, guys. Okay, so this is absolutely a gift from above, and they're listening. Bottom line, guys, we've got at least a year. Okay, and if you want the article, I'm going to give you the link to the article in the comments section of this live stream. Okay, I'm going to post it in the comments of the live stream so you can see what TCPA World is saying about how there is no implementation yet, and it's likely going to be March of 2025 before the FCC is able to act on the new ruling. And they are taking comments from small businesses, and the ruling itself may be amended before we even see any implementation. So that's why I am calling 2024 the year of the cold call, the year of the free-for-all cold call, guys. That's why right now it's the best time to get homeowner data, people who are on the DNC list. Most of the appointments, guys, are coming from people who are on the DNC list. Right now is the best time to get aged solar leads. Okay, people who have recently clicked on an advertisement. You can get these things for pennies on the dollar, much cheaper than paying full price and generating your own leads in real time. So aged solar leads, homeowner data, use an auto dialer, do everything you can to get as many, kilowatts, as many megawatts in as you can during 2024 using cold calling telemarketing, because eventually, this regulation might hit the fan and make it harder for all of us to do what we're trying to do. So here it is. Here's the information, guys, that you can see. And I'm gonna, when this is over, I'll post the link to the TCPA World article about this getting pushed back. So really interesting stuff. And I just encourage you guys to make your money while you can with the solar telemarketing opportunity. Do not go live under a rock and waste the opportunity. Right now is the time. And just so you know, guys, the federal government has not been in the habit of going after solar telemarketing people who are violating the DNC rule. You know who they go after is they go after the people who are scamming credit card numbers, getting social security numbers, and like sex traffickers. All those kind of scumbag people are the type of people who are the ones the federal government is going after. The federal government is not typically going after solar companies that are violating the DNC rule because they just don't have the bandwidth. They've got more important things to do. And so that's what it is. Now, as far as the new regulation is concerned, once again, it's looking like we have about until March of 2025 before implementation starts to come down. So what we're doing is we're turning up our call center operation. We're recruiting massively, and we are going to be responsible for megawatts of solar that get sold this year in 2024 and be the recipients of great financial gain for doing so. And I highly, highly encourage you to do the same while the opportunity still exists. And for those of you guys who think that the AI robots and stuff are going to be any more legal or whatever, they're not. Okay, bottom line, these robocalls, they're robocalls. So it's like you got a human being on the line, you have a robocall on the line, an AI bot on the line. It's still a robocall, no matter how you slice it. So yeah, AI is the future and all of that, but spamming the world with your AI bot through text messaging or cold calling doesn't make it any more legal or any more compliant than a human being doing it. It absolutely doesn't. So all of these companies that are out there selling you their, texting bots that are based on AI, and now the audio version of that where it actually talks back and forth, it's a robocall. You don't get any free pass because it's a robot. But now is the time to use that stuff. Use a human being, use a robot, use any method that you can while you have a chance. That is my recommendation. I had a guy call me earlier today. He was telling me he could clone my voice and have me making cold calls through AI. And I thought, well, that's a little bit interesting. Give me some pricing. We'll see how it goes. Alternatively, you can use people, from working from home or all over the world, from Philippines or Mexico or whatever. It's great. My call center is located right here in the Philippines, and we are making the calls from here. Don't listen to people like Jason Scholdice, in their clown suits and stuff, talking about how Philippines can't do it. The guy is completely full of shit, and his racist comments, should find him out on the internet. Everyone should realize that the guy is a complete douchebag. And when he said Filipinos were brain dead, that's the moment that I lost any ounce of respect that I had left for the man. So Filipinos are not brain dead. My kids are highly intelligent. My employees are highly intelligent, all Filipino. And so it was just a fucked up thing for him to say. But that's fine. His actions will catch up with him probably. And if they don't, that's fine too. We're going to focus on doing what we do, and we're going to dominate right here from the Philippines, guys. So take the opportunity, get yourself your call center built up, get your leads, your homeowner data, your dialing software, get your team of people either working from home or working from the Philippines. We're working from Mexico, anywhere that, people are willing to do this, and get your solar sold. I mean, call the homeowners and let's get it done. On this particular live, guys, I'm also going to go over a script that we're using in my call center that I'm really proud of. I like it. And I think it's just really worth talking about. We kind of developed this with in the Michael O'Donnell mastermind. So it's not his script, it's our script, but we've taken some pointers from the Michael O'Donnell mastermind and implemented them into this script. And I think it's a pretty effective way to do things. So if you're watching this video, I'm also going to put the link to the script in the comments, the same place that I'm going to put the TCPA World article that talks about how we have some time before implementation actually hits the fan. So let's go into the script, guys, the money-making script. If you're calling people up, whether this be an aged solar lead or whether it be a verified homeowner record, right? So either or, this particular script is going to work just fine. You need to be loud. You need to be confident when you talk to people. Yes, hello, Mr. Smith. I only have a minute, right? Because we don't want to waste their time, that, they don't want to stay on the phone with us. It's a cold call. I only have a minute. This is Grant. I'm actually one of the owners of the Zero Down Solar Program. You've probably heard of us. We are representatives for the #1 solar project in the United States. Okay, pretty straightforward. We let them know that, we're in a hurry. We only got a minute. We let them know who we are. We let them know why we're important. Bam, right out the gate. So maybe they want to take a listen. I'm actually calling about the new law. You may have heard about it, the one that's going to cause your bill to double, then double again. Inflation is not only coming, it's already here. Fossil fuel-based electricity is being taxed out of existence. The only way to stop the increases is to go solar now. More than 500 of your neighbors just went solar. Many of your neighbors just received more than $18,000 from the federal government for going solar. We're going to be out in your specific area for the next few days, speaking with many of your neighbors, distributing free proposals. This proposal is going to show you exactly how much money you'll be getting from the government, and that you'll not be spending a penny to go solar. And this line, I think it's a little bit of a mouthful. Sometimes we say it, sometimes we don't. But if I can show you how to prevent your bill from doubling and save you $100,000 in the process, would you be opposed to taking a look? I don't think you need to say it, but you can go right into, I'll have somebody drop by tomorrow. You're not asking, you're just saying, hey, I'll have somebody drop by tomorrow. How does 6 p.m. sound at that point? Or you can just offer them 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week, whatever your schedule allows. And you know what? This works. I mean, because you're talking about the inflation. Everybody knows everything's up. Groceries, gas, everything's up. So they're not surprised that you're talking about electricity rates going up either. And what we're talking about here is the Inflation Reduction Act. So set the time and date tomorrow at 6. Say less. Don't overcomplicate this, guys. You don't want to overcomplicate the situation. Setting solar appointments is easy money. That's what we do. We set solar appointments. We sell leads. We sell data. We sell dialing software. We also do the work of scheduling the solar appointments for solar companies. So just to confirm, I've got your name is John Smith and your address is 3318 Main Street. And I guess your credit is probably pretty good, Mr. Smith, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. And if they say no, if they say good, just mark it down as good credit and move on. If they say no, then don't overcomplicate it. Just be like, hey, we want to make sure you have at least a 650 score. If not, a cosigner, perhaps a spouse, significant other who has a better score. We just want to make sure everybody's involved in the decision-making process, is present during the meeting, so we can explain the Zero Down Solar program firsthand. So we like the Zero Down Solar program, guys, because it lets them know that it's zero down, but there's probably going to be a payment involved. And, the sales guy can explain to them how it is a bill swap situation. So we repeat this part 3 times, your in-home appointment. or your phone appointment. Your in-home appointment will be tomorrow at 6. Again, your in-home appointment will be tomorrow at 6. Once again, your in-home appointment will be tomorrow at 6. Really appreciate your time. Have a great one. So it's pretty simple, guys. It's a basic script, but I like the way, yes, hello. Yes, hello. I only have a minute. Grant Rivera, one of the owners of the Zero Down Solar program, so you have some authority, and this script just works. So bottom line, guys, you know what? We've got some time before any TCPA stuff is hitting the fan. We've got time, and the time is now to get your homeowner data, to get your leads, get your dialer, and get a good script. We'll give you the script. And go to town. I mean, imagine what would happen if you made 2 or 3 solar appointments every day over the phone instead of having to go out and knock, in the weather, whether it be cold or hot or whatever. You don't have to. You can sit down at your desk in your air conditioning, have some coffee, and just make solar appointments, guys, and then go out and run them or do them virtually, whatever you like to do. So, rocking and rolling. 2024 is the year of the cold call. Okay, 2024 is the year of the cold call because the TCPA garbage that is coming down the pipe has not hit the fan yet, guys. It is literally not implemented yet. So we've got time to go out and crush it and make things work. So 2024, guys, year of the cold call. Get your leads, get your data, get your dialing software, and we'll get you all taken care of. I'm going to write it right here. Text leads, LEADS, to 623-204-1812. Once again, guys, that is text leads. 623-204-1812, and we will get you those leads, that data, that dialing software. And guys, just so you know, I am literally sitting in the apartment on top of my call center. Some of you guys have seen me making videos from here before, but yeah, I've got one call room on the far side of the building. We've got the second call room that we're building out right now. Literally, it will be ready by next week with 20 full-time telemarketers. And then I've got a vacant room over here. So we've got the first room that's got 18 or 19 or 20. We've got the second room that's going to have 20 by the end of next week. We just ordered the computers, and then the third room, which can hold 100 people. So what we did for the second room was the client said, hey, listen, I want callers, full time. I don't want you to rotate me with the other clients. I want an exclusive team that's calling for me. And I said, great. So how that's going to look is, you front me the money to get the computers and pay the employees a salary. And then you pay me a large price per watt. And then you can take the price of the salary and the computers back out of that commission in a staggered manner over 10 payments. So that was me just using the customer's money as capital, making the client foot the bill. And then we're going to split or take that out of the commissions later. And we're getting, a pretty hefty 35 cents per watt, in order to be able to create some value on both sides. And then, like I said, the client is just going to take the roughly, it depends on how much of the salaries they end up paying, but it may end up being about $11,000 total for the first month of salaries plus the computers. And then bam, you know what? They can just deduct that $1,000 at a time as we're getting our 35 cents a watt. Beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful project. So if you're interested in a similar thing where you want us to have build out a brick and mortar, I've got a room down here under this other side of the building. So like I said, we've got 2 active rooms already, and then I've got a vacant room over on this other side of the building that'll hold 100 people, and I can put up partitions. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can have, 4 or 5 different 20-man operations in that room. So depending on how many telemarketers you want, what you're willing to come out of pocket with to, create something, I'm the guy. I mean, I've been making cold calls since I was 13 years old. I know Jason likes to call himself the call center doctor. Maybe the quack doctor. Guys, I'm the one that introduced Mr. Schuldeis to the dialer about 4 years ago. I'm the one that taught him, or told him, I should say, about VC dialer, and then he went out and did what he did. But it doesn't cost $30,000. It doesn't cost $15,000. It doesn't have to at all, right? So if you want an expert, somebody that's been doing this way longer than Jason and knows way more about solar specifically, also because I've been doing solar longer than Jason, also, and I've been doing cold calls all my life. Literally, just text me the word leads, LEADS, to 623-204-1812. I'd like to take this other room over here and get a couple of clients for that room and potentially build that entire room out for one massive client and just be like pushing appointments, as long as they're a stable client and installs are going in and stuff like that. Because we do want to get commission. We want to make everything work out, So, I mean, yeah, telecentric, guys. Telecentric. We are telecentric. We are becoming the world's largest solar telemarketing call center, and we are absolutely rocking and rolling. So whether you want to become a call center, whether you're an individual telemarketer. Guys, what if you've been out knocking doors and you're an individual who's knocking doors, but you're like, hey, I want to try this out. I had a very famous personality reach out to me. He asked me not to announce it, but you would know his name. I can tell you that much, guys. A very big influencer in the solar space reached out to me and said, hey, I've never made cold calls. You know, I've been doing door knocking, but I want to try it. So he hopped on the dialer and stuff, and it was pretty cool. He may be hopping back on again. But bottom line, what if you're knocking doors, guys, and you want to sit in your house, in your bedroom, as an individual, and you want to call leads? You could sit in your room. I can provide you the leads, the data, the dialing software, everything that you need to sit in your room and just take calls. And we teach you how to use it. It's like literally, we give you an hour consultation for free, give you the leads, and then it's basically door knocking. But instead of going from house to house to house and spending all that energy going door to door to door, the auto dialer is doing all the work. And you're getting a call in your ear about every 9 seconds, and you're, yes, hello, Mr. Smith. Hey, I've only got a minute. Da 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 da. Or whatever your solar pitch is that you do at the door, you can just do it over the phone. Make 3 or 4 appointments that day. You know what I mean? Set them up to the evenings, to where you can call for 4 or 5 hours a day in the morning, have your solar appointments in the evenings. I go out and sell a megawatt this year. I mean, literally, as an individual, go out and sell a megawatt because you're setting all these appointments over the phone. You can do that. Or what if you're a door knocking crew? What if you got 10 or 15 guys and you know what? You want to say, hey, we're going to split our time. We want to hit some of these neighborhoods that are gated and we can't get in without jumping over the fence. You know what? There's where data comes in. We can pull a list of the entire neighborhood homeowner data. And in that kind of situation, you don't have to auto dial it because it's like maybe a smaller batch. You just manually dial. And you have your guys sit in a room on the software that we provide for you and click, call the number. Yes, hello, Mr. Smith. Bam. We just did your neighbor's house. Da 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 da. And get your foot in the door. And now you're in those gated communities all day long, guys. And I've got all the data. And I'm telling you, it's from Experian Credit Bureau, so it's very accurate. Good credit, good income, whatever area you want, right? Sometimes with leads, you can get leads in whatever area you want. But if you want like the whole neighborhood, that whole gated community, that honey hole, I mean, that's what we do. We can pull that zip code for you, and then you can take your dialer that you got from me and go hammer it. And you can take your door knocking friends and sit in your living room and have a scoreboard. You know what I mean? Every time you make an appointment, it's like a freaking game. You can do it like that. So whether you want to do it as an individual, whether you want to do it as a group of 10, or maybe you don't want to do it at all. Maybe you want to just outsource that stuff. And we've got a course that'll teach you how to find people in the Philippines or Mexico or Egypt or anywhere in the world that you want to do it. Don't listen to asshole Scholdice who says Filipinos can't do it. The guy's a moron. Okay, because Filipinos can do it really, really well, right? They can do it really, really well. And so, hire in the Philippines, hire in Egypt, hire in Mexico, hire wherever. You can outsource this stuff. And I've got a course that I put together that shows you how to outsource pretty much where to find the people. And it basically rotates around Facebook groups because a lot of people are actually using Facebook groups to do recruiting. We've been doing that successfully. You can just outsource the whole thing, buy the leads, the data, the dialer, and then hire some telemarketers and put them on there and go for it. I will say, though, that if you're going to do that, you need to train those people. It's not just like set it and forget it. I mean, if you're going to go out and hire people, you need to spend some time with them, training them. And then also, guys, we do have an opportunity right now that if you don't want to invest in a dialer and you don't want to spend money on leads or data, you just want to get in and call. Like you're just an individual person or maybe a small team and you just want to get in and call. We are now offering the ability for you to rent a seat on our auto dialer. So you can rent one seat for an entire month. And you just tell us, hey, I want to hit this neighborhood. I want to hit this honey hole. Like these are the zip codes I want to hit. And we will put data in there that matches your demographic and whatever. And we'll give you a seat on our dialer. So you get data and dialer unlimited for $450 a month, which is a great value because you get the data included. Now, if you don't use it, you don't get a refund. Like you got to know that you want to do it. If you know you're going to do it, you're going to sit down 4 or 5 hours a day and set a lot of appointments. It's so worth the $450. You don't have to buy the data. You don't have to buy the dialer. You don't need to spend $5,000 on a package. Some of you need the $5,000 package because you need the control. You need the dialer to be yours. So you can go in and upload lists and do all this different stuff. And you need that, right? But if you're just an individual that just wants to hop in, log in, and make calls, maybe you don't need it. So you can rent a dialer seat from me for $450 a month. And from there, you're going to be able to, get in and make calls, hop in and out as you please, and we take care of everything. The dialer itself is not your concern. You're just renting it, and that can work out pretty well. And then also, I'm looking for the right partners who want to partner with me to help me build out that third room. If you are a solar company watching this and you want a physical team here in the Philippines under my direction in a physical room, hit me up. Let me know that you want to build out with me, just like our buddies in Texas just did. We're building out in a room exclusively for them, which will be done by next week, and it's going to be pretty epic. So I've got room for 100 more employees. If you want to build out with me, you're just going to send money for computers. You're going to send money for employees. We're going to build it, and then we're going to work out a commission split on that. So guys, I'm excited. You know, we've got leads, we've got data, we've got dialing software, we've got rented seats on the dialer. We've got the ability for you to partner with us and for us to be your call center if you don't want to do any of it. You just want to get the appointments. So that's where we're at. And yeah, so we've got a year. You know, you've seen it, guys. TCPA World claims that we've got probably about until March of 2025 before this stuff hits the fan. Now, guys like me, I'm living over in the Philippines. I'm going to keep doing it. After March of 2025, I'm going to keep doing this long term. I'm going to do it until the software literally doesn't work anymore. To where we can't, you know, but the way I've got it set up, guys, I mean, our calls are probably going to keep going through for the long term because I've got it set up where it's just different. So if you guys want this, if you want to make money, if you want to get into a business where it's like, hey, I'm making solar appointments for my solar business. It's not that hard. I'm not going out and knocking doors. This is the way to go. Just text leads, LEADS, to 623-204-1812. Just text the word leads, LEADS, to 623-204-1812. And we're going to get you all taken care of, guys. It should be pretty straightforward. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day. Yeah, I mean, rocking and rolling. We'll see you soon.